thank you for having me here, and I'm glad I had this opportunity to share about me, what do I do, and where I have been. I was born in a village which is close to Delhi. It's in Aligarh district. It's called as Gonda, and my early education was there. Then I subsequently moved to district headquarter and had my further education there, and then moved to Delhi for my PhD, and then Bangalore, Germany, USA. Have been in different places for um, different studies, education, and then the work. I had very strong influence of my maths teacher. That's what I and that's when I went into more into sciences. I was a very poor student until my class fourth and fifth, and hardly an interest in studying. And sciences was nowhere even in my list of studying anything. My maths teacher was great, and I got into this really have entertainment through maths. So a lot of practice, a lot of puzzles, and a lot of exercise and quizzes, and that's where I got deeply into the sciences. Also, my father had a very strong influence on me. He himself had been a teacher; he was a principal, and the environment I had in our house, and the type of discipline and value system and the inspiration we used to have listening different people doing great things around. I think those things really shaped up in how I would think and would do things in future. So Aligarh, though 100 kilometer from Delhi, but not necessarily was that modern or open in terms of doing anything and everything for women. That was the time in 2000, 2000 when I got into my college. So I was a science student in my 11th, 12th standard, and then few things I could do more with either math, physics, chemistry, and biology, things like that. There was this suggestion to become a doctor because that was considered a good profession for women, and somehow I felt probably that's not something I would be really enjoying a lot. So to me, I did not have many options really to think and pursue. That's what I wanted to do. So what I did, rather be sure what I don't want to do, and that helped me to move on to the path where I really enjoyed what really enjoyed what I learned and studied, and even at work also I use a very similar mindset. It was challenging, definitely. We had a very limited exposure in terms of what I could do with my science degree. And to us, it was more, get good marks and, do well in your studies, not necessarily what comes like with a science career. It just happened very organically. Maybe I was part of Aligarh Muslim University, so that is really a good place in Aligarh compared to what other options you have. And for financial reasons and safety reasons, it was not possible for me to go anywhere outside Aligarh as well. So the best I had that time was to pursue my higher education at Aligarh Muslim University, and I'm grateful what I learned there. Very supportive teacher, and overall good place to pursue further. It is challenging, but I think it's also important for us to be mindful of those challenges, and don't just give up. Maybe it could be a little difficult to navigate it, but I am sure we will be there at some point. So that's what I can share for now. So I had a great physics teacher in my 11th, 12th, and even I can tell her name was Sarla Paliwal. She was such an amazing teacher. I just got too much interest into physics. And I used to finish all the chapters even before she used to teach in the class. And then that was a fascinating discussion in the class, because what she was about to teach and what we would learn together. So that learning together mindset and her clarity on concepts and the way she used to explain and her calmness, her patience and everything. I think Sarla ma'am had a huge influence, not only through physics, but I also got this feeling how much you can learn through a subject more about you as an individual. So when you really like something, you end up studying that more. Your time spent onto a particular thing is also increased, and that directly impact the quality of work or the outcome you do. So that helped me to really able to study longer hours without really feeling a pressure of, I have to study, it's bored and things like that. So that really gave me a perspective of how important it is to pursue something that you like. Then you really don't have to work a day in your life. So then it is also one of my favorite quotes, which I say, choose a job or a work you love, then you never have to work a day in your life. So with that experience and that first hand feeling, I try to live that even today, and make sure we pick and choose and spend our time onto the things where we can do some good value add. So at present, I'm not involved into active research. I rather work with people who are active researchers. So I changed the side of the table I sit nearly 10 years ago. So after my postdoc in US, I decided to move into science outreach and scientific publishing and capacity building, strategic partnership type of role. So I had extensively worked with active researchers, and the work I do is really enabling and strengthening the whole scientific ecosystem where publishing and skill building and capacity development can help researchers to do good sciences. So that's what I do, and some of the work we have done here is with Department of Science and Technology, where we developed skill building for early career researchers, mainly for PhDs and postdocs, where we had extensive workshops about how to write a good paper or grants or science communication, or even talking actively about different careers, what one can do with their PhD degrees and the science training. I am also involved in other programs which are more related to education or soft skills for science professionals. Diversity is essential, and we do it in two different ways. So when we are inviting speakers, we see and we are mindful of women representation there. In our journals, we make sure we have sufficient representation in decision making roles. Our handling editors, our reviewers, and also in our membership database, also, or membership footprint. We also ensure there are more scientists who are women are part of ACS as a professional society. And ACS also work with different volunteer organizations. So let's say we partner with Chemical Research Society of India. We organize conferences. So always our effort is there. We bring more speakers who are women, and even bringing early career women. So these are some of the things which are on the top of my head. And on the other hand, also in terms of our workforce, ACS has a very diverse workforce. So even the team I have in India, we have nearly 50% or more women staff overall in my team based in Delhi. So the career I picked 10 years ago was not a common or a usual career. And I had my share of struggle in terms of building my credibility and acceptance into the scientific ecosystem. The work I was doing was first time happening in India, and there were not many women doing that. In addition to that, age was another factor. So most of the time I used to be the only woman and only person under let's say 40 or so, discussing with a lot of senior people and very very experienced people. So it took some time, and I am so proud several of those people who I used to work with are now great colleagues and mentors and supporters, and well wisher. I was lucky to have really great mentors in my life, and several of my past managers had been incredibly supportive and great advisors. Um, My husband also had an important role in terms of what I'm doing today. So he's also one of my greatest mentor all time ahead. So it has been a partnership, and there is a lot goes into doing what we are doing, especially in a setup where we have a family, we have children, and we have top-notch professional career as well. So it required a lot of people around you who help you to do the type of things you want to do. So it takes whole village, if being frank. So something definitely I have been following up is I don't do things that I find boring. That is definitely, I am sure. So I don't want to spend my time and energy something that doesn't excite me. And the other thing I also have done and keep doing it, if you undertake something, just do it well. And there is no alternative to excellence. Uh, that's where I think there is a lot of push and drive to drive that excellence on day-to-day level. So these are few things which feed into each other. So the moment you don't do boring stuff, you automatically are motivated and passionate towards what you choose to do. And the other thing which I also live by is, typically I'm a less fearful person. So I don't hesitate to make quick decisions and bold decisions that I think are important and required to be. And those things really help me to move into the direction and keep me energetic and excited about a lot of things I do. I cannot really think any, because as a person, I don't think the basics or the basic principle or the philosophy in life has changed much. I mean, of course, how you do it and when you evolve as a person, how part may change, but I think the basics remain same. Um, I could not really think anything which I could have done differently or should have done differently. So I'm pretty happy where I am and what I have done. So that was the work I have done during my postdoc, and it was an outcome of deep horizon oil spill. So the project I was working on was developing an environment friendly, or you can say self sacrificial herder that will suck up oil and which you can burn it off. So the molecule we developed degrades itself after absorbing the oil. And why it was important? Because that's a primary challenge. The moment you put up any chemical into the water, though it clean up the water, but it stays in water and it harms the marine biota. So the good part about this molecule was it did its job, and then it disappeared much earlier than other molecule would do. And that was really the exciting part of the work I did. I would say it was partly due to ignorance, and I even was not much aware and exposed. When you do such research, what is the translational value of that, and what is the best thing? Do you patent it first, and then do you publish first? And if you have patent, how you go to the next level? Now if I think 10 year later, if those things would have happened, I think there is much better environment and ecosystem to really help you to take things to market or develop product or solution around that. So going back, I think I should have, maybe I would have still picked up the same career, but it's just I would have taken that research to a shorter term destination where it could have been protected in form of intellectual property. Definitely. Anyone who is into research, we need to know how system works, what are the best practices, what is that I need to know. So it is always advisable to know the rules of the game before getting into. If you don't know, is our loss. Now I think there is a lot more high quality information available and accessible to everyone. It's just more of a question of desire and awareness. Now I think there is even more awareness, but it even should be raised further. So I definitely recommend anyone who is getting into research ecosystem and is an active researcher should definitely need to understand what should be patented and how to patent it, and when to publish it. All those type of smart decisions should be taken in time. I don't think so, but maybe if I knew all this patenting stuff and all, 10 year ago, I would have done that. But I won't say it's a regret. It's just lack of awareness and exposure. I'm a person who live in present, so I don't do much analysis going back, because scientifically, if you see, we can never replay a decision or a situation in the current time. We make some decisions, we make some choices, and the circumstances, environment, and context is different. So I would not say I have any regret. So I'm grateful for everything I had or I made decisions about. I believe in let go. Slowly, I have learned there is no point of resisting around things, right? So, at times, letting go and accepting life around you could be the biggest self care, because we spend so much energy in resisting about things or circumstances when they really happen the way we think. In addition to that, I'm also pretty interested in the type of food I eat, or some exercise or yoga or meditation. So these are the type of things I try to integrate in my day-to-day life, where I have more interest in what I'm eating, how much I'm eating, when I'm eating, and how much I'm doing every day in terms of my workout routine and things like that. So these are really the self-care thing I think I do. A few ways. I have moved on to this minimalistic type of thought process. So where just buy what you need, not just you like everything, and also reducing clutter as much as around you. So even about food, or the clothes, or anything in your house. So that's really one thing. Go easy on consumption, since you can afford things does not mean you need to buy everything or have everything. So really be more mindful and thoughtful about what I really need versus what I want. The other thing is be more aware about travel, especially after COVID. I think we all moved into this virtual environment, and I think using a right balance of when to have virtual and when to have in person could be really productive in many ways. So, in terms of giving so much time to us that we can save from travel, and also cutting on carbon footprint and several other aspects. So, mindful travel, I think, is also a thing that I do more than I was doing earlier.